The year 2020 brought a major setback to all of us in the form of COVID-19 pandemic, and with the subsequent lockdown, many equations changed. Those who adapted to the situation and went online, they survived. Others who could not manage to change, they're either struggling or even perished. One sector which witnessed major shift in this pandemic is the academic sector. We in India have always believed in the traditional ways and models of teaching. I agree. With recent advances in technology, some institutes and organizations were taking steps towards the online or distant education, but it was a supplementary to the conventional mode of teaching. The online teaching I could think of from the past is the broadcastings by All India Radio and Doordarshan, and they came in the form of recorded programs. But it lacked the major component in teaching learning process, and which is interaction. It was somewhere near 2000 the concept of teleconferencing started getting recognition under the Gyan Darshan platform. But it was majorly utilized by the bigger and technologically advanced organizations, and I remember watching those kinds of teleconferences in the movies depicting the corporate cultures. Today, in 2021, it is very easy for us to establish a two-way audio and video communication. We are doing it on our mobile phones, but this was not the case till a few years back. We are so fortunate today that we are in an era where, despite of being hit by such a pandemic crisis, we are still could continue the education via these apps like Zoom, Google Meet and Microsoft Teams, etc. So with the education going online, we are also doing the evaluation online. Recently, I conducted a few university practical exams for pharmacy students online, and believe me, except a few cases, unfortunately, I was disheartened with the response of students. With technology come some disadvantages, and I found students were taking undue advantages of the technology. As teacher and students are not standing face to face, it is difficult to maintain the best practices which we usually follow during the offline exams. Students are finding all the nooks and crannies in the process and doing the malpractice. I'm not saying every student is doing it, but the majority of students are found keeping books behind their mobile screens, or many times they were found to have one or more of their friends in the room to help them Google the answer. Although students feel they are smart enough to fool the teacher, but we teachers are actually smarter, and we could easily make out such things based on the eye contact and the body language of students. One more thing I found is lack of professionalism in these online exams. I really want that if you are a student, you must watch this video and stop doing these things right now. And if you are a teacher, then please let me know your feedback and suggestions in the comments below. We might find a better way through some healthy discussion. So without taking much of your time, let me now jump straight into the points I want students to follow while facing such online exam sessions. The first and foremost requirement for these kinds of sessions is the proper internet connectivity. I understand you might be in your village where it is not easy to get the proper range everywhere. So it's your duty to identify the probable spots where there is good internet range and you can connect with your teacher properly. Otherwise, the entire exam will sound like, "Hello ma'am, hello sir, I can't hear you. What did you ask? Can you repeat the question? I am not able to hear you out." And then from the teacher end, next. So better be in range. One thing to note here, as you are facing a form of evaluation, try finding the location which has silence and no disturbances. So now when you got your place finalized, let's discuss about some basic preparations. Most important, dress appropriately. You're away from college does not mean you are allowed to dress casually for your exams. Wear formal clothes and consider wearing an apron above it for the more formal vibe. It will be considered far more professional if you are wearing your apron and your iCard. Needless to say, basic grooming is a must. Well-kept hair and tidy clothes will fetch you a good first impression. Next comes your actual academic preparations. It is subjective, but you should at least prepare 60 to 80% of the prescribed syllabus. I have seen students who don't even bother to go through their syllabus and can't recite even a few topics from their entire syllabus. No, you have to work on your syllabus and prepare it well. Your subject knowledge is far more important than anything else. I examined a student recently. He was sitting outside his house under a tree, but he gave almost every answer correct. In such cases, his place of exam becomes secondary. It doesn't mean you go and sit under a tree. Just try and understand that subject knowledge actually matters. On the contrary, I examined another student who was sitting in a comfortable indoor place, and whenever I used to ask a question, I used to hear the fluttering sound of pages of books and somebody trying to whisper the answer to him. We teachers are smart enough to catch such things within a fraction of a second. So my point here is, be true to yourself and your profession. The knowledge you gain today becomes your savior tomorrow. Your friends cannot stand before you holding a book or a mobile to Google the answer every time in your job. It's your duty to do justice to your job and to your profession. Moving on to the last but the most important thing, respect your teachers. You don't need to tell this every time to a teacher. If you genuinely respect a teacher, it reflects in your behavior. And we teachers can catch it as well. No, seriously, it's much more than just good manners. It enriches your life. You should always be respectful and polite while talking to your teachers. Our ancient texts refer a guru as God for a reason. If you are grateful for the teachings you get from a teacher, it manifests manyfold in your life in the form of miraculous results, achievements, and prosperity. So next time when you meet your teacher, be actually respectful and grateful through your behavior for the knowledge you are getting from him or her, and see your life improving. These were a few things I wanted to discuss with you, my friends. I want my family of students or subscribers to grow into a family of miraculous achievers, and I will do every possible effort for that. Even if you feel bad for some time for my bitter words, I don't mind, because I know you are going to thank me later for this. So on this note, I shall take your leave, and we will meet soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.